What's up, demons? It's your boy. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cheap Smut. My name is Katie Mizell.
And my name is Carl Mizell.
And this is a podcast where both hosts have seasonal illnesses, so we're just getting right into this because both of us are full of phlegm. How are you, baby?
Well, you pretty much covered it. I'm not so much full of phlegm. I've got a low-grade, it feels like a flu, that kind of low-grade flu that makes you think it could also be lung cancer.
Yes.
Because it,
Sure.
causes weird chest pains every now and again. You're fatigued, you're tired,
Yep.
all those things that have that wide overlap of symptoms.
Yeah, you shouldn't WebMD those symptoms. It's not smart.
No, but otherwise I am fantastically well. We celebrated Thanksgiving on Thursday with our family. And the day after that, on Friday, we are not recording on Friday like we normally do, but on Friday, we celebrated our 11th wedding anniversary.
Yes, we did. Smutco Industries, 11 years strong.
That's right. Mr. and Mrs. Smutco Industries tied the knot on November 24th, 2012 at the Flint Golf Club.
Yes, we did.
As far as I know, there's one picture surviving from all of that.
There were a few in my Facebook memories today, but they're not professional pictures. They are pictures that were taken on phones. There's a fantastic picture of me walking down the aisle, and I'm smiling, but I'm smiling so big, and there's like a flash in my eyes, so I look fucking evil. I look like I'm excited to walk down the aisle to eat you, and it's fantastic. I used to hate that picture, but now I'm like, yes, devour the souls of men.
Yep, that's fair. You look like you scare weak men.
Yep.
Best compliment I've ever paid to you.
No, the best compliment you've ever paid to me is when you told me that I was like a tatted up Disney princess.
Oh, yeah.
That was very sweet of you.
Oh, thank you.
Or when you called me a tater tot hot dish.
Tater tot hot dish. That's right. Way tastier than an actual tater tot hot dish.
Oh, way tastier because those are fucking gross.
Yeah.
Again, I say. So gross.
But you're not.
Oh, thanks.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. I mean, my throat hurts real bad,
Yep.
but
So much for getting right into it, huh?
Ha. But I'm otherwise well. I mean, we've started decorating for Christmas. I love decorating our home for Christmas. I've got a dog in my lap. My children are asleep, and I'm ready to do this fucking podcast.
Hell yeah! Keep your eye on the social medias. We are going to post all kinds of pictures of our Christmas house because goddamn, our house is wonderful at Christmas time.
It really is, yes. And we will post pictures and videos of it, I'm sure, when I'm finally done with it. But it's going to be at least another full day of work to get it to where I want it to be.
Yeah. But in the interim, we must record this podcast.
Yes, we must. So this week, I read Snowed In, INN, parentheses, with a demon, close parentheses, by L.E. Eldridge. It is the first book that she ever wrote, as far as I can tell, and it was great. It was fantastic.
Just coming hot right out of the gate.
Absolutely. L.E. Eldridge also had a book that came out this summer called, if I believe they're part of the same series, it's called Washed Up with a Kraken. And that one got some love this summer. And I'm very excited to be sharing a different book of hers with you today. Washed Up with a Kraken also is super cool because it has a non-binary Kraken.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So they fall in love with a hot fat woman, I think, who fell overboard on a boat or something like that. And that's just a fantastic sounding story to me. I'm probably just going to read it because I want to.
Why not? Yeah.
Absolutely. But for this book I started reading right before the beginning of my major depressive episode that started like last year, because I stopped reading about 4 books like right halfway through them, and I got so depressed that I didn't read for like a year. So I was really excited to go back to this book and read it for real this time, and I'm really glad that I did.
Oh, that's right, because like you had that episode, and then you restarted reading for the show.
Yes, I did. Part of the reason to start the show was to hold myself accountable to reading 1 book a week. And at the time I was like, oh yeah, a full book every week. That'll be so easy. No, I do like 1 novella a week now, but I do still read every single day now.
Yeah. Well, tell us all about this one.
All right. I totally want to do that for you. This book costs $2.99. It's also available through Kindle Unlimited. There are no trigger warnings. Our sex content is primal play, tail play, impact play, and light BDSM. And our tropes are strong, independent woman, snowed in, and fated mates.
Impact play.
Impact play. Spanking.
Oh, okay.
Impact play is the proper way of saying to be hit for pleasure.
it wasn't immediately clear.
Yeah.
So okay, I like it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good name for it. It sounds very fancy and official.
It does.
But it makes it sound like you get like turned on by like getting tackled. Let's just full on sacked.
Right.
So good.
Oh, hit me again.
Broke my spine. It's amazing. This book is also, it's a cozy romance. There's no even like bad guy. There's nothing to fight against. It's just like a couple of weeks in the life of these people, and it's wonderful. I love my cozies. I really, really do. This one is cozy in the vein of like the Dalwick Demon.
Mm-hmm.
Super cozy. So let's get into it, shall we?
Yes, let's.
All right. Our FMC is named Tana. This is, I think, the second Tana we've had.
It feels like we've done a Tana.
Yeah. So it's going to be very confusing to me again, because our MMC is also a duplicate name from an MMC from the past as well. Not Orpheus. No, Amon. Amon. Yeah.
Eat shit, Amon.
Eat shit, Amon. This Amon doesn't need to eat shit at all. He's the sweetest man.
Yeah.
But
no, that's the first episode.
that was the very first episode.
Wow.
Yeah. Back when we used to tell people to eat shit all the time. We haven't said eat shit on this show in a while. We should do that more.
Well, we haven't had a reason to, I don't feel like.
No, I mean, we could have told Bryce from Himbro. We could have told Bryce from Himbro to eat shit.
I feel like we did.
But we didn't. No, because instead I just outlined the several ways I wanted him to die a horrible death.
Oh.
Instead. He didn't have to eat shit. He was going to be dragged into the sea and nipped apart by crabs.
Oh. Maybe we could do a crossover. A Himbro Kraken crossover.
Oh, yeah.
And he can get eaten by an NB Kraken.
Yes. That would be great.
Yeah.
They could probably devour him in one bite.
Absolutely.
And I hope they do.
All right.
Eat shit, Bryce.
Anyway,
Go
Petunias.
Back to our story. Our FMC, her name is Tana.
Yep. We covered that.
Yep. She is...
We might have repeated ourselves because we had to cut out a couple minutes there where we had to go get our idiot dog and put him away because
he was yelling at one of the cats
for her having the audacity to exist.
Yeah. So Tana is in her late 20s. She has dark curly hair and a round face. She is very short and petite, but she is plush. That's how they describe her in the book. And she's very confident, and I love her. She is the general manager of the Camden Inn. It is owned by Mrs. Camden, but Mrs. Camden is elderly and lives in Florida. So Tana is the end-all, be-all of important bitches at the Camden Inn. She runs everything. The Camden Inn is a sprawling Georgian-style mansion that was built in 1810. The inn has a haunted history. The story is that there was like a fire there in the early 1800s and it killed everyone inside, and now there are a bunch of ghosts haunting the place. But that never actually happened. But they kind of don't deny the haunted history of the place because it brings guests.
Of course.
It's a good tourist draw.
I'd haunt. If I owned that place, I would haunt the fuck out of it.
Haunt it on purpose.
I would haunt it on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
To get people to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though there is no actual haunted history, guests in this place have reported things like strange happenings, stuff moving around, bumps in the night. Some of them have even left in the middle of the night because they're too afraid to stay there. But Tana doesn't believe in any of it. Mm-hmm. She is a complete non-believer.
Okay.
She is convinced that ghosts are not real, and so nothing in this place can scare her. She also lives in the inn. She lives in a room there. She has a room there, and she stays for free. She is staying there to save up money to hopefully one day buy this inn or another inn like it, because this is what she wants to do with her life.
Be an innkeeper.
Be an innkeeper, exactly.
There's not a lot of demand for innkeeping, but also I don't think there's a lot of competition.
No.
Not a lot of competition.
No, I mean, I guess there kind of is. I mean, because you can get like a whole degree in like hospitality to work in hotels.
Yeah.
And an inn is just a hotel that's quaint. Exactly.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. I'm wildly underselling.
The importance of inns in our economy.
You want to be a librarian? Oh man, just read a fucking bunch of books.
Yep.
That's how you become a librarian, right? What's that? You need 2 degrees? Fuck that.
Yikes. Well, first of all, you have to learn how to read the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I've been alive on this planet for 45 years, and you'd think I would know the Dewey Decimal System by now, especially for a kid who used to not go to the playground to avoid his bullies, and I would hang out in the library. Still don't know it. I still have to look at the cards, the placards hanging from the ceilings or the end caps.
I mean, I guess I understand how to read the Dewey Decimal System, but I don't use it for things. No.
TLDR, probably harder to be an innkeeper than you think.
Yeah. TLDR, Tana's doing a great job.
Absolutely.
This is not an easy job.
I did not mean to undersell it.
And she's doing great.
My apologies.
Oh, it's fine. So she lives and works here at this inn, and she has never seen anything haunted happen here. The worst that's ever happened is that a bottle of her perfume like mysteriously fell off of her dresser one time, but she just switched to a plastic bottle so that it wouldn't break again because her room stank for a long time. Like she doesn't believe in any of it. Love that for her. She cannot be fazed. At the start of this book, she's getting ready to go out for the evening with her friend B, whom she has been promising she will go out with every week for like 3 months, but she always gets caught up in work, and this time B's not letting her get out of it, so she is going to go. When inn employee Kaya comes in because a very difficult customer has asked to speak to the manager. This customer, she goes out to meet him, is a influencer, quote unquote, and ghost hunter YouTuber named Cornelius Neil Caden, I believe. His name is like Cornelius Caden or something like that. But they call him Neil. And he is demanding special access to restricted areas and a private tour, neither of which he filled out the applications for or requested in advance. And they are working on a skeleton crew because they're expecting a major snowstorm to blow in the next couple of days because it's December. And so there's no way to even provide any of that to him. He has a total snit, a big hissy fit about it. But she's, well, what are you going to do, bud?
Excuse me, I've got 100,000 followers on YouTube. All right.
Yeah.
This could be big.
It could be huge.
It could be huge for your little inn here.
Yeah. One bad Yelp review. It's wipe you and your 850-year-old inn off the map. It's not, it's like 250 years old or something, but still. So he has this big old snit. She holds her ground. Well, it's not like he can do anything. She's got all the power in this situation. So he goes to stomp away. But when he does, the rug sort of mysteriously folds underneath him and he falls flat on his face, which was just so very satisfying to read.
Hey, eat shit, Neil.
Eat shit, Neil. Yes. Oh, if anybody's going to eat shit in this book, it's fucking Neil.
He did.
He really did. He ate shit right on his face.
Yep.
And, you know, Amon didn't really mean to do... He doesn't usually mess with humans like that, but Neil just really deserved it. So
you're making a big leap here.
Yeah, that's I did it in my notes because it's how it happened in the book.
Okay.
And so we're all leaping together.
All right.
This place is not haunted, but it does have a demon living in it, and his name is Amon.
So am I a haunted inn?
Because you have demons in you?
No, I feel kind of demony.
No, you're not a haunted inn.
Oh, okay.
You're just a man with his own demons.
Just by virtue of having a demon, you were not an inn. Got it. Noted. Good to know.
Some inns have demons, but not all demons have inns?
Or not all things that have demons are inns.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Some sort of word problem that belongs on the SAT. Why not? Yes.
Yeah, fuck it.
So Amon is not a ghost. He is a demon. He is able to incorporealize at will and walks around the inn invisible all the time. And when he incorporealizes, he doesn't just like become invisible. He is untouchable as well. He's completely non-existent. He just sort of pops right out of existence or something. It's cool.
Fuck, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, right? All the damn time.
Dad.
Mom.
Yeah.
God damn it. So Amon was summoned to Earth by a witch who wanted him to cause chaos. And by cause chaos, I mean she wanted him to raze the town to the ground. But he said, no, thank you. And so in anger, she then hexed him and bound him to this house. And she stayed there with him for several years trying to get him to break, but he never did. So eventually she just moved on and left him there. He has been hexed to stay within the grounds of this house since the early 1800s.
Hexed or hacked?
Hexed.
Ah, heck.
Yeah, he's been hexed. This hex also makes it so that his power is like diminished. He can't reach full power and do a lot of the stuff that other demons can do, but he's not really one for doing those kinds of things anyway because he's not a majorly violent force as most other demons are. So he's pretty cool with just like hanging out here.
I fucking love the idea of a chill, apathetic demon.
Yeah. He's just like calm.
Yeah.
He's fine with all of it.
It's like we were talking about last night. That's how really bad hauntings start.
Oh yeah,
because we've just got this weird streak of fruit punch in our den wall. We have no idea.
Yeah.
And it's like a poltergeist just trying to get our attention with some little shit, and then they're like, "Oh, you didn't get that? Well, guess what? Now your walls bleed."
Yep. You didn't notice it when I was rattling your cabinet doors, so now your walls bleed.
Yep.
Exactly. If we just paid more attention to the ghosts in our homes, these hauntings wouldn't happen.
Right.
If you're lonely, they're lonely.
If you think you see something, say something.
Say something to it. Say hello. Hello. What's up, demons? It's your boy. You know, they just want to have a conversation with you. They're just bored and lonely.
Pour some flour on the counter. Let them scrawl words into it with their creepy nails.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can hold anything, hand them a dry erase marker and let them write on your fridge.
Exactly.
It comes right off. I know, because I give my daughter a dry erase marker to color on the fridge all the time, so she'll leave me alone. Let them write on your fridge.
You want to hear a funny story about a coworker?
Yes, I do.
Recently, a coworker was sending me a message in Teams, and we were talking about something along the lines of trying to figure out what somebody was thinking or something. And said coworker sent a GIF of two people doing a Ouija board.
Yep.
And she apparently just looked. I was trying to be non-gendered. She sent a GIF of two people using a Ouija board as if to indicate she was trying to divine, and didn't pay attention.
What was the Ouija board spelling, Carl?
Sex. And she immediately came back and was like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry."
I mean, at least it didn't spell you're a cunt.
Right.
You know?
Oh, she'd have lost her mind.
She would have
she'd have called HR.
Called HR. Yeah, exactly. I need to report myself for the use of a really dumb GIF.
I sent a coworker a GIF with the word cunt in it.
I don't know what to do. Oh my God.
That's one of those things when my mom used to, every once in a while, my mom would be like, "Look, you're upset enough. Punishing you is not going to help.
Yeah.
Just think about what you've done."
Exactly. No, you already know you fucked up. You don't need a punishment. You're fine. Anyway, so demons need to eat just like everything else.
Yeah.
But demons don't eat food. I mean, he can eat food, but he doesn't need food to leave. He eats emotions. Specifically, he is a demon of fear. He eats fear. So he's the one who does the little bumps in the night and then knocks on the walls and knocking shit off of dressers and stuff just to scare people just a little bit, just enough to get food. He doesn't, he's walking a very fine line because he doesn't want to scare people so much that the inn closes down.
Of course.
And also, at one point in the book, he does say, people get scared enough on their own just when, people are in, somebody comes in the room and you didn't see him, oh, you scared me, you know?
Yeah.
But he gets bored.
Well, that's
too. So he's just, fucking with people for food and fun.
Right. But so is that oh man, I'm hungry, but I'm not super hungry, so I'll just knock this glass over. Whereas oh man, you know what? I haven't eaten in days. I'm gonna make the walls bleed.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He does say that he has the power to do shit like that, make the walls bleed, but he doesn't use it. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. He just has a good time being incorporeal around this place and fucking with people. Sounds like my ideal life, actually. I'm bound to this inn and I can never leave, but it's super comfy here and I get to fuck with strangers all the time. I'm fine.
It's never ending. It's a reverse smorgasbord. The food comes to you.
Yes. That's actually how food works. Restaurants, they just bring you food.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've been to a restaurant.
That's true. You don't eat out because that would require that we take our children to restaurants. And we don't want to do that because it's stressful.
Are you fucking high? No way.
So Amon is not obsessed with Tana, but he's interested in Tana, specifically because he has been trying to spook her since she moved in and he can't do it.
Oh.
And now it's just a goal. He just needs to make her afraid just one time, just so he can feel good about himself. It's just a goal.
It's a challenge,
now.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. He just needs to make her afraid. And it's totally just because he's frustrated with her and not because she's really hot. Seriously. It's just because he's frustrated. He swears. The first thing he does in the book is while she's back in her room getting ready, he manifests a hand so that he can knock on the door. Let's manifest part of his body. to make it visible. And he's trying to creep her out because he's going to be invisible when she opens the door. But when she opens the door, she just is, oh, I guess nobody was there. Okay. How fucking dare you, ma'am? That was some of my best work.
What? You're alone in this You're alone in this building.
In this hallway. Why in the fuck? Shit. But she's just like, okay, whatever. Well, I'm ready to go anyway, so I guess I'm just leaving. So she just walks right through him and keeps on going. He follows her out because he wants to like look at her longer because she's all prettied up because she's going out with her friend, and he's just like, oh my God, she's gorgeous. Look at her. She's beautiful. And he walks out to the front porch with her, and when he gets out to the porch, she goes down to get into B's car, and B makes eye contact with him. How? She shouldn't be able to do that because he's invisible, but she does. He swears he feels her actually looking at him. So he turns around and he goes back inside. And when he goes inside, he is met by Tana's cat, who also lives at the inn, a fluffy black cat named Binks, who tries to rub up against Amon, but she can't because he's incorporeal. So she just tumbles through his leg. Poor kitty. So he manifests a hand to give her some scritches to apologize.
So he can make himself corporeal.
Yep.
And he can selectively make parts of himself.
Yep.
Corporeal. I would have so much fun with that.
Oh, I would too.
But I would do like if I was Amon.
I mean, I know what you would do.
What would I do?
You would be an invisible dick walking around. At least once. Every part of you but your boner would be invisible.
Okay. Yes. Not surprised that you got me on that one. But the other dick-based thing that I would do.
Oh, yeah? Would you make your dick invisible the rest of you corporeal?
Well, that's getting hot and heavy, fooling around, rubbing, touching, and then they go to grab my dick, and it just goes right through.
It's not even there.
Not even there.
It's not even there.
Gotcha.
I guess you would just look like a Ken doll.
Yeah.
You could be genderless if you're one of those genders what's between your legs people.
I am not.
And we're not. But you could fuck with them. Be like, what gender am I, Sharon?
I just like
what gender am I?
I just like the idea of somebody going to like, ooh, I want to fuck this guy, and then they go to grab my dick.
There's nothing there.
It's gone.
And then you start screaming like,
what did you do?
Suddenly this is like an episode of the worst prank show ever.
You definitely did this.
It's you. It's your fault. You made my dick fall off.
I'm not a demon who can selectively make parts of my body incorporeal.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
And also just a dick.
I would just make one titty disappear.
Yours?
No. Somebody else's. Yes, mine, silly goose. I wonder if I could like selectively incorporealize until I looked skinny.
Please don't.
I won't, but I wonder if I could.
'Cause you thick.
I am one thick bitch.
Whoa.
So back to our story. Okay. So after they have their drinks, a tipsy Tana and B enjoy diner breakfast in the middle of the night. B asks if anything weird is happening at the haunted inn, and Tana is like, just this weird guy named Neil who's staying there right now. There's nothing else weird happening there. Backstory drop happens in this scene as well. Tana's last relationship ended very poorly when she found out Courtney was married and that she was only sleeping with her for exclusive access to the haunted inn. So that gives us what we need to know about Tana's reluctance to get into relationships, which will come in a little bit later. But yeah, so eat shit, Courtney. Fuck you, you bitch. She was married, like fully married, and just sleeping with Tana so she could get access to the haunted inn. That's messed up, dude. Don't do that.
Lame.
It's gross. It's lame and gross. Back at the inn, Tana is still tipsy, and when she's walking up the drive from her cab, she gets spooked by like a branch breaking, and when she goes inside, she gets ready to get in the shower, and she swears there's a man standing behind her in the mirror. It's one of those things, and she turns around and there's nobody there, but she's officially very freaked out. He did it. Amon has officially scared Tana. All he had to do was wait until she was inebriated, I guess, and manifest in her bathroom. Very freaky.
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes, again, if you would have just been freaked out by the knock on the door.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had to come into your bathroom.
See, we're on to something.
Yeah, this is all her fault somehow. He didn't manifest in her bathroom while she was trying to take a shower. It's her fault.
Manifest
my Lord.
in the toilet and just tickle her bum.
Ew. At least just like wait for something to steam up and write something on the mirror. Just like, you need bread or something.
A helpful demon.
Yes. If there are any ghosts in this house, if you could help me remember the shit I need from the grocery store, I would really appreciate that because I forget all the time. So I go to the grocery store every day. So now, Amon has officially tasted Tana's fear, and fuck, man, it's fucking delicious. It's absolutely delicious. So he says that most fear is pretty bland tasting and maybe a little slightly savory, but hers tastes very strong and very sweet, and so he's never going to get enough of it. And now he wants to get to know her more. So he decides what he's going to do. He keeps a private room in this place. It's behind a false wall in one of the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where he keeps all of his shit that he's slowly collected, that he's stolen from people who've lived here and guests here for the last 200 years that he's been here. He just steals their shit and keeps it in his special room. And one of the things that he steals is cell phones. So he uses one of those cell phones to call to make a reservation under the name Amon Black. He will be coming beginning this evening. And lucky for him, the storm has caused a lot of cancellations at the inn. So there's space for him. Congratulations. You now have a room at the Camden Inn for 1 week.
My name, Amon,
Man. Amon.
Demon man.
Definitely a man.
Amon, definitely not a demon man.
Yep. It's French.
Black.
Noir.
Amon Noir.
Amon Noir. So he checks into the inn in his human form. In his human form, he is tall, normal amount of tall, though, like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, like me tall.
Yes. Skinny but muscular. So cut?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Skinny but muscular would be cut, yeah.
Yeah, okay. With pale skin, unnaturally red hair. I pictured like fire engine red, like straight up red. Yeah. Dark eyes and sharp features. In his demon form, which we don't see until later, but he does go between the two, he is red, like fire engine red, with black hair and the stereotypical demon horns and a prehensile tail, again with the heart-shaped thingy, the little flap on the end. His tail has a horn. Still no hooves. I want my fucking clip-clop demon. God damn it. Somebody give me a clip clopper. Somebody, please.
One whole chapter devoted
to just the sound of his hooves on the linoleum.
It's a 3,000. It's all work and no play makes Jack a dull, but it's just clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. One chapter.
Just for me. Please, I'm begging. Somebody. Also, just as a side note, demons don't have anything to do with religion. In this world, they are just creatures, like any other creature. While checking in, Neil and his film crew come through making up bullshit stories for the camera and taking B-roll. That was just a fun little side. They're in this inn, and they are a fucking pain in the ass everywhere they go. Neil is just, he's a fucking YouTuber. He's a white man with a YouTube.
Yeah.
He's awful. He's an awful person. I mean, that's not true of everyone, but a lot of them are. A lot of them are awful.
Yeah, I mean, he was walking a fine line to begin with, but then coming in and just expecting to be granted carte blanche to the inn. That's
exactly
peak white
fucking low rent Zach Baggins bullshit. The next morning, while Tana is packing to go home to visit her family for the holidays, she gets a call from the plow company. The storm is too bad. The plows can't get through. Everyone at the inn is stuck there until further notice. They are officially snowed in. With all the cancellations, the remaining guests are Amon, Neil and his boys, and then Tana, Kaya, Chef Elise, and night clerk Lawrence. That's all that we got. Amon, even though he doesn't need to eat human food, decides he's going to go down and like act like a human and socialize. So
I hope he knows how. I hope he knows how humans eat food, because otherwise
that would be really funny, right? If he was like, "Ooh, soup. What do I do?" And then he just like shoves his whole face in it.
He just comes back up, just
dripping in chicken noodle.
Italian wedding just streaming down his face. Thank you for the lovely soup.
It's just like A perfect, like, Mrs. Doubtfire mask of tomato bisque. Like, my compliments to you, Elise. It was beautiful. It was delicious. Do you have any grilled cheese for me to shove up my ass? Like, I don't know how food works. No, he does know how to eat.
Okay, thank God.
He is hoping that while he's down there, he's going to see Tana again. So he has an interaction with Elise, who brings him a massive meal. She is the chef for the inn, and she is also like majorly concerned about feeding people. They always have like 3 times as much food as they need in the kitchen because she can't run out of food. So they're good to go for as long as they need to be here. Mm-hmm. They're not going to run out of food, is what I'm saying. She also makes Tana a meal, and Tana comes out and eats it at Amon's table, and they have a conversation. So they have a lovely chat. When all is said and done, she gets up to go back to work because she's doing like 9 jobs while half of her staff is not here. He concludes that humans are strange and he doesn't understand her, but he likes that she doesn't use her customer service voice when she talks to him, which is very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can tell.
You can tell. He's like, she uses this sort of chipper false smile most of the time, but she talks to me like a real person. Yeah, she likes you. She likes you good, sir. Over the next couple of days, the snow piles up so badly. There's no end in sight. They keep the inn functioning, but they are barely scraping by. Tana and Amon have a couple of conversations. There's a scene where he recommends a bunch of books to her because he's a big reader. What else are you going to do when you're stuck in this same inn for 200 years? She becomes weirdly obsessed with the way that he smells. Again, with the smells. So he smells like oak and cedar and something else, I think. He catches her snooping through his bedside drawer looking for evidence of a wife and children while she's doing his turn down because there's no maids. So she's coming to clean the room. But because she was so burned by Courtney, she's like, okay, I like this guy, but I need to be sure that he's not married. So she starts going through the drawers. And he's like, can I help you? Oh, sorry. Nope, not doing anything. Just rewriting passages of your Gideon Bible. They always leave out the part about Jesus' huge cock. So
what? I can't leave that in good conscience.
Why not?
I'm kidding. I'll leave it in.
Oh man, come on, let me retcon the Bible. Jesus has a huge dick.
Everybody's retconned it. Why not you?
I will. It'll be way better than them. I'll do so much more.
The smutty Bible.
Are you kidding me? 12 men? 12? This is a why choose waiting to happen. Are you kidding me? The Last Supper's about to become the last orgy. Everybody enjoy.
That's what it was. A thinly veiled take on a
exactly
an orgy.
Exactly. When they were talking about eating,
it
just meant that Jesus eats ass.
This is my body.
This is my body. Put it in your mouth, Peter. Oh, it's so good that I don't believe in hell. Otherwise, I would totally be going there.
Oh, boy. Okay, now that we've done that.
Yeah, now that we've, drove away several listeners, I'm sure. Okay, let's see.
Come back.
Back to the snooping scene. So he tries to become closer to her. He tries to talk to her. And actually, physically, he tries to walk toward her as well. But he tries to talk to her and get to know her. And she always runs away as soon as she can. And every time it's because she is reminding herself that she can't have relationships with guests because of the Courtney thing. Mm. One morning, while she is very angrily shoveling snow, which is, I feel like, the only way to shovel snow. I'm always angry when I'm shoveling snow.
I fucking love it. My body does not.
Yeah.
I'm getting too old. Like last year when we got that first snow, I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. I'm going to go do John's house. John and Alice next door. And I was going to do that. And
Nope.
Come back in.
Yep.
Mainline and Advil.
Exactly. Now we just let Larry across the street with his snowblower do it.
Yeah, well, he gets the sidewalks.
And I think he said he was going to do John and Alice's
he'll
house
do the
this year
driveway,
because they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so while she's snubbling snow. While she is shoveling snow, Amon brings her a peppermint hot chocolate, and they sit for a while on the porch. She just blurts all of her anger at him. It needs to get out of her body, so she's just.
That's a fun way to dispel your anger.
Yeah,
just blurts.
So she drops a bunch of if she's feeling inadequate. She's got imposter syndrome. Her parents are constantly up her ass. They're always judging her. Maybe she should have gone to college and gotten married and had a couple of kids the way they wanted her to, blah, 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 blah. Like, it just all comes tumbling out. And he is a very lovely man about it. But in the end, what he says is like, but do you like that stuff? Because you could have done all of it, but if you were miserable about it, then why would you want to?
Right.
You know? And she is like, oh, shit, this man sees me. He understands. How nice. And then they get distracted because they hear a crash coming from an outbuilding behind the inn. They go out there to find Neil and his dudes are just fucking around in a shed where they are not supposed to be. They've already been told that this is a restricted area and that none of the outbuildings can be places for guests. But they are, I don't know, awful. So they just go wherever they please, I guess. Tana scolds Neil, and Neil tries to like be. So he's a greasy, kind of weaselly guy about it, but he's like 3 different times he gets all lascivious and skeevy and is like, oh, maybe we can talk privately about it later. What? Okay. What?
Do you know how hot as a dude you have to be to successfully pull? If we're in, and I'm talking
I don't think
strictly
it's possible.
I'm talking strictly in the heteronormative sense of this exchange.
Yeah.
How hot you have to be as a dude to successfully pull that off. I'm hot, but I'm not manipulate. I'm not getting to an outbuilding in a restricted area and an inn hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Conversely, it's way easier.
Oh, well, yeah.
But that's just because...
If it were me, if I were the Neil in this situation, I could be like, do you want to go talk about it privately? And you'd be like, uh-huh.
Absolutely, well, yes. But also, like, if it were just a random woman and a random dude.
Oh, yeah.
That dude is so starved for positive attention anyway. That's really all it is.
Fucking patriarchy ruins everybody.
Exactly.
So Neil gets all greasy and he starts, I guess, kind of hitting on her as well. And Amon gets really pissed and he gets so mad that he pins Neil to the side of the shed and Tana has to pull him away by the back of his coat. Like she grabs him and has to march full force in the opposite direction to get him to move. And as she's marching away with him in her grip, she's yelling at Neil to clean this shit up and get going and that Lawrence will be out to make sure they're gone in 5 minutes. Tana drags Amon to her room. She doesn't know why. She's just trying to get him away from that situation. And
I know why.
Yeah, right? And he apologizes for scaring her. But she wasn't afraid of him. She was just afraid of what would happen if a guest hurt another guest and like what she would have to do to like handle that situation.
Yeah. She
wasn't afraid of him. She finds him to be very comforting and his presence makes her feel calm. And now they are alone in a closed room. And this happened so fast. Okay, so when it first happened, I forgot. I didn't know, I should say. I didn't know that fated mates was a trope in this book. So when it first happened, I was like, oh, this is a fated mates book. Because nobody goes from 0 to 60 that fast except for people who are magically linked. Yeah. Not in my books. Not in my world.
You'd have to double back and you think you skipped a couple pages or chapters?
I didn't have to double back. I was just like, oh, fuck. Okay. She went from reluctant to getting herself eaten out in like a page.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, this is a fated mates book. It has to be. Like, that's just how the trope works.
Right.
It was a goddamn giggity wow. I mean, they kissed, and then there was some body exploration. And then Amon eats Tana out to a very lovely orgasm, and she is like, "Do you want me to return the favor?" And he's like, "No, that's fine. It's good. This was for you. This was for you." And then they just kind of snuggle until she falls asleep. Secretly, though, Amon also didn't want her to see his dick because apparently, even when he shapeshifts into a human, his dick remains a demon dick.
Still red?
I think it must be. It must still be red. So that would be weird. he also has a weird dick.
Well, of course,
he has a weird demon dick.
It's a port wine stain. That doesn't explain.
I dipped it in paint.
That doesn't explain the bifurcated tip.
Yeah, right. That doesn't explain why it's smiling at me. Why does it have teeth?
Why does it have horns?
Oh, that's almost cute. It's almost cute to think about, like tiny horns on a dick. I don't know. It seems almost cute to me somehow.
Seems almost painful to me, but.
Well, yeah. I wouldn't want it like near me.
No, of course not.
But like as a pet. This is my pet demon dick.
As a curio?
As a
Put on your
yeah,
cabinet?
I would put it on a shelf. On my shelf with all my other weird shit. That's my demon dick.
Is that a... Oh, but I'll be damned.
It's rare.
Yeah.
I was excited to find it. eBay.
Get anything
You
on
can get
eBay.
anything there.
You've heard of it?
Even a demon dick.
Imagine saying that to somebody in 2023. eBay, have you heard of it? I want to be that guy who acts...
Oh my God, I'm totally going to do that.
I act like I've discovered things that have been around for ages.
Oh my God. The next time we go to a wedding and I'm really bored talking to a relative or something, I'm just going to be like, oh my God, have you heard about this new thing? They call it canned food. It's shelf stable for months. Aunt Edna.
Months, Edna.
Months.
Can you believe?
No longer will we have to bury our food in the cold ground to keep it fresh.
I've been salting my pork like an asshole.
Holy shit, Ted, have you seen this? They call it a television.
Okay.
What? No, don't. Stop touching me. Get away from me. And then I get taken to a home.
Ooh, nice socks.
Nice. Love a good pair. I got 2 pairs of grippy socks upstairs, man.
You're wearing a pair
I'm
right
actually
now.
wearing grippy socks now, but they're not from a hospital.
No.
They're just regular grippy socks. So, after Tana falls asleep, Amon goes invisible to sneak out and fuck with Neil. He finds Neil and the crew making their way into the basement, another restricted area they're not supposed to be in, and he watches as they film. They pretend to get readings from random devices. They scream at something that's definitely not there in the corner. And they tell the story of how a woman fell down these very stairs and died. And this is very offensive to Amon because she didn't die. Like, yeah, he scared her and she did trip, but he caught her. She didn't die. He didn't kill anybody on these stairs. God damn it. When they finally get done filming, he decides to start fucking with them. So he knocks over some paint cans in order to get Neil to come into a darker corner, and then he manifests directly in front of him in his full demon form and scares Neil so bad that he falls down. When somebody tries to get a recording of what's happening, he uses he's got, I guess, some telekinetic magic too, because he just flings the camera and then breaks it. So there's no documentation that he's doing this. He just scares the ever-loving pants off of them until they turn tail and run. And he's hoping that this will mean that they will leave in the morning, so it can be just him and Tana. Have you forgotten though? You are snowed in. They can't leave.
I don't know if I saw a full-on red demon manifest in front of me, I'd find a way to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I think I would too. Also, he's like 7 feet tall, and then with his horns on top of it, he's another like 6 inches. Yeah. So he's like 7'6". This giant fucking red dude.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I would be trying to leave too. The next morning, Neil and his crew are demanding to leave immediately.
There
like
you go.
First thing in the morning, Neil's telling Tana that they need to get out of there. And luckily, the storm has slowed down, and by the afternoon, the plows are able to get up the drive, and a cab is following directly behind to take Neil and his crew away. So they're gone. Goodbye. You shan't be missed. Then, right after they leave, Bee pulls up, and she starts just saying a bunch of shit that Tana doesn't understand, talking about, what are you doing here? How did I not know you were here? Stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And eventually Bee's like, I need to talk to both of you in private right now. And she drags them into another room where she just drops a bunch of fucking bombs on Tana. She's like, okay, number 1, I'm a witch. Number 2, this is a supernatural small town. Number 3, Amon is a demon. And number 4, you are his fated mate.
And number 5, I have the power of exposition.
Right? She casts a spell. Her voice sounds like iced tea.
I mean to tell you.
And when she when it's indicated that they are fated, Amon's like, what do you mean? She's like, I could smell it on you. Why is it always smelling?
It's been a while.
Can we use a different sense?
I heard it.
I heard it. I can taste it? No.
Taste
no.
low?
No. Can it be an extra sense? Like it makes my toes tingle or something when I'm near fated people? Just not smells.
It's like an arthritic knee.
Oh, I'm just begging for less smells, I guess, is what I'm saying at the end of the day. Why does everything have to be about smells?
The left knee tells me when it's raining. The right knee tells me when you're fated.
Aw. We have to go see Granny. We have to ask the knee whether we're fated.
Get up close to it.
Yeah.
You got to get close to it.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. No, but you should get home because the left knee is going wild. It's going to rain something fierce, but you should drop that one off at their home because they're not for you, honey.
Don't waste your time.
Aw, what a sweet old grandma I just invented.
You did.
How nice. So B, after dropping all of this information, she's like, I'll see you later. Bye. And leaves. Leaves them to figure their shit out, but she promises that she will talk to her Nan, who is also a very powerful witch, about helping to free Amon from the hex.
Hate the expedition, dump and run. Gotta go.
Yeah,
bye.
And then then Amon and Tana also go their separate ways because they got to think about a lot of shit now.
Yeah.
The next day, Tana asks to see Amon in his true form, and he obliges, but he rejects her request to touch his tail because it's too sensitive. She can't touch it. All she really needed from this was to know that he wasn't like secretly a giant spider or something. But since he's just a big hot red guy, she's cool with it.
You could be, I mean, when you say demon.
Yeah, you could be anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could be like a hog man or something. So yeah, he's just a big hot red guy.
There you go.
Perfectly normal big hot red guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's like, thanks. I am going to go talk to B some more. I'll see you later. And then she leaves. She meets with B and B's Nan, who is this lovely old lady. She gets a little bit more information about like the supernatural and the fated mate stuff, but mostly this meeting is about Amon's hex. They want to make sure that Amon isn't going to be released and then cause havoc. Mm-hmm. When they are convinced that he won't, Nan agrees to help Amon, but she can't until the full moon, which is in 4 days. So in 4 days, they will meet at the inn and she will free Amon of his hex if she can figure it out. Tana does a little window shopping. She buys a demon romance book from the bookshop in town, and then she heads back to the inn to speak with Amon.
Fucking demons for dummies.
Yeah, I think it was called To Love Satan or something like that. Just no subtext. It was like, yeah, how to fuck a demon. So while she's talking to Amon again, she gets his backstory and a little more information on demons. So he is 310 with an average life expectancy of about 700. His parents are already dead. They died in one of many battles that happen regularly with demons because they're territorial. So he's got nobody. And also he's not a violent territorial demon. So he left. Like he came here long before he got trapped here because he just didn't want to be in demon world. So he's cool with all of this.
Yeah.
Mostly, though, Tana is concerned about the fated mates thing. So she doesn't like the fact that it's like star-crossed. Like they don't have a choice. Mm-hmm. She just doesn't like not being able to have any control over that. And he is like, yeah, okay, so a lot of people, or supernaturals, they will just go with it because it's a gift from the goddesses, and like obviously you're supposed to be together even if you hate each other, but he's not feeling that. He's like, just let's just do this like a normal relationship day to day.
Yeah.
Fated or not fated, we're just going to figure it out as we go. And Tana's like, hey, that's fantastic. So then they seal that agreement with a kiss, and then she asks if he wants to go to bed. Duh.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, good. Get the consent, but duh.
You're going to see this weird dick.
Yeah. So speaking of, let's talk about Amon's weird dick. So it is big. I don't know if it'll fit. It'll fit, I promise. Kind of big.
Okay.
Red.
Naturally.
Obviously. It is ridged and knotted. So he's got the whole shebang.
It's excessive.
Yeah. Of like random dick bits.
Did he spring for the undercoating on that thing too?
No, never get the undercoating. No, he didn't spring for the undercoating. So they have sex. It is awesome as expected. There is face sitting, a blowjob, tail spanking, tail insertion. She rides him, and then he knots her. They both enjoy it very much, although Amon spends most of his time concentrating so that he doesn't come immediately. Because yeah. But yeah, they both have a great time. I think she comes like 3 times. So she's good. She's fine. The knot is whatever. It's okay. It's not, I guess, not as big as some of the other knots that we've dealt with in the past. Because she's totally good about it.
Well, yeah. Plus, she's a normal human woman.
Yes, she is. The next morning, Tana takes a call from her mom, who is her usual like bitchy, awful self. Christmas is in 3 days and the inn isn't snowed in anymore. So why isn't she already driving there? Why isn't she already driving home for Christmas? Why does she still work in this crappy job? Why doesn't she just come home and start over? You know, they have a big surprise for her coming up this year at Christmas and they need her to be there for that. But
it's a fiance.
Yeah. But Tana doesn't want to go home until Amon can go with her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's still 3 more days away. After the call, Tana goes to find Amon, who takes her to show him his takes her to show her his private space.
Mm-hmm.
He explains that it used to be a sitting room that he started collecting all of his shit in, and then eventually he walled it off between residents in the house. Nobody knows that it's there. He used a little bit of magic, sort of like a TARDIS perception field, to just keep people from coming anywhere near it. Nobody's ever even thought to check whether there's a false wall in room 5E. So that's just where he keeps all of his shit. And he has a lot of shit. He has a lot of really nice old antique shit. Jewelry, candlesticks, yes, cell phones, but like old books, all kinds of cool stuff.
You said that he's 310 and you mentioned how he got there. Does it mention how long he's been in the inn?
No, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to guess he's been there for like 200 years.
Okay. No, I was just curious.
Or close to it. So he shows her all of his stuff. They talk. It's very cute. And then they fuck in the secret room. So Tana takes control this time.
That's a real sitting room.
Yeah, right? She pushes him up against I want to say a small table or something for him to sit down so that she can give him a blowjob. And she does. She sucks his dick fantastically. And then he flips her around and Amon eats her ass.
Oh.
He eats ass, and then there is anal. And then there is double penetration, but Satan's way. So,
you ever done it Satan style?
So in the past we have said DP as God intended it, as cock and pussy, tail and ass.
Okay.
So it's Satan's way. You reverse it: tail and pussy, cock and ass.
Have we said that?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
Yes, we have. We said it during Till Death Do Us Part. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Because of all of the various forms of penetration. that happened in that book.
That's right. I forgot about that. Good one, Ari. Well
yeah,
done, you.
Good job, Ari. Oh, by the way, they were very, very nice and sent me the extra bonus epilogue, No Tricks, Just Treats. I'm going to read that this week.
Excellent.
At some point. Oh, they also sent me their NSFW artwork of Amelia and her demon buddy. I can't remember his name. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Sorry, back to this book. Not talking about the old book that we already read. So the double penetration, tail and pussy, cock and ass, until they're screaming into the magically soundproofed room. When they're all done, in the afterglow, Tana mentions the call from her mom and asks him to come home with her for Christmas. She agrees, or he agrees, but he says he's not very good at socializing. And she's like, don't even worry about it. My parents are like passive aggressive assholes anyway. I don't care what they think about me or you. I just don't want to go without you.
Yeah.
The night before the full
demon dick.
Yeah. Can't go anywhere without that demon cock.
Yep.
The night before the full moon, Nan comes to visit the inn. She explains that she has found a way to break the hex, but she can't break it fully. She can only transfer it. So she's going to anchor Amon to Tana instead. Mm-hmm. Tana's life will then be extended to match Amon's. They won't be able to spend any amount of time apart. Like, they'll be able to do normal things, but they can't like live apart from each other without painful consequences. And when one dies, the other will also die.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Amon offers to wait. Like, that's a really big step. They've only known each other for a week. Mm-hmm. Well, he's known her for much longer, but in a demon stalker way.
I've known of you for a while.
It's a big commitment, and if Tana's not ready, he's fine. He will wait. But she's like, no, you know what? No, let's do this. I mean, whether we do it now or in 10 years, the goal is always going to be for us to be together. So let's just do this. The next night, on the full moon, on the edge of the grounds, Amon and Tana are joined in a beautiful mating ceremony, a biting ceremony, where they exchange vows, and instead of a kiss at the end, he bites her neck. While they are doing that, the witches are doing their business, and the moment that Amon and Tana separate, they are gone. The witches have left, and Amon tells Tana, it's time to run, baby girl. It's time for some primal play. He's going to chase her through the woods.
I'm going to get you.
He's going to get you. It's the first time he's been able to leave the property in like 200 years. Now all he wants to do is get in those woods and fuck his lady.
Yeah.
Right? So he does. He chases her down and they have wedding night sex in the snow. It's very nice. Well, not in the snow.
Yeah,
She's got a big coat
outside,
on.
Yeah.
She's got a big coat on, and so he lays the coat down. But outside. And I'm guessing it was a little chilly willy. Once you get your clothes off, you're going to be cold no matter what. They spend the next week driving around, just like doing whatever they want. She took a week off from work and they just go places because Amon hasn't been able to go anywhere until eventually they do finally land at Tana's parents' house just a couple days after the new year. It is a sprawling mansion with acres of land surrounding, which now, like I said in my notes, it finally made sense why her parents were such bastards about the fact that she had like an online degree and worked in an inn.
Yeah.
It's because they're fucking rich.
Of course.
Of course they are. The worst of us are always the rich ones. They survived that first evening, but her mother is a twat and her dad is this stereotypical rich guy. Amon does charm her dad with his investments. And by investments, I mean he had some cash somewhere 200 years ago and then he got stuck in an inn and it just kept growing. And his general business acumen. And so they managed to get through the night. But Tana's mom does take some swipes about her education and her job. But at least now she's found herself a good man. And now they don't have to. They were going. The surprise for Christmas was going to be all of their friends' single sons.
Yeah, I told you.
Like, what the fuck? Welcome home. Happy holidays, honey. Here's a bevy of suitors.
Here's
gross.
The Bachelorette Home Edition.
Ugh. Yuck. Yucky. But now they don't have to do that because she's got Amon. Isn't that great? Eventually, Tana has enough, and she's like, you know what? I'm good. Goodbye, and walks away, and she knows that Amon's going to follow directly behind her. They go up to her room.
He has to.
Well, yeah. I mean, he could stay,
yeah.
But, like, why would he want to? He wants to follow the pretty lady.
Of course.
His mate. They go up to her old childhood bedroom, and they watch, like, a horrible, like B scary movie. Mm-hmm. And when she jumps at a jump scare, it suddenly gets very horny, and then they have sex again. Not pictured, though, but they do have sex. The next morning, Tana gets a phone call from Mrs. Camden. The snowed-in situation was too much for her old Mrs. Camden to handle, and she's decided she's going to sell the inn. Tana is devastated by that because she has not saved up enough money to buy the place yet, and now her dreams are falling apart.
Oh, but
Amon is like, we'll make it happen. We'll make it work. Whatever you need, we'll figure it out and we'll get it going and we'll get you your dream. He's not rich enough to just buy the place outright, but he will make it work for her. They kiss. That is the end for our epilogue. 1 year later. After selling some of his stolen shit from his secret room and getting himself a fake identity so that he could get a loan, he and Tana have managed to put together the funds, and now she owns the Camden Inn. And he has taken a job working for a tech firm run by vampires.
Got to set up the universe.
Yep, exactly. So they're both doing remarkably well. They've kept the name Camden Inn, but they have completely remodeled it. Tana, who does a lot of crafts, her crafting is sort of like sprinkled throughout the book, crochet and embroidery and painting and stuff. She has put a craft every possible place she can in this place. All of her art is hanging on the walls. She has painted the front entrance. Like, all of it is beautiful, and she has dedicated herself to this place, and it is doing very, very well. They moved out of the inn itself, and now they have an apartment in town. Everything's going great. And the night that we enter the epilogue, they are going to have art night. So she started doing craft nights for the inn, and now she's ordered pottery wheels. So to break them in, she's having all of her friends over to do art night. They have a wonderful time. Everybody sits around telling stories and having a great time getting to know each other until eventually they sit down at their pottery wheels, and she finds a ring in her clay. And Amon is kneeling down beside her and asks her to marry him.
That's too close to ghosting. No ghosting!
He didn't even come up behind her. It's fine.
It's too close.
It's fine.
You cannot be within 3 feet of another person on a pottery
wheel. He doesn't even look like
wheel.
Patrick Swayze. It's fine.
One of the funniest bits on Community.
Yes.
Was that great Tony Hale appearance.
Yes,
anyway.
it was. It was so funny. So he proposes, and she says yes, and she whispers like, "But we're already mated." And he's, yeah, but humans get married, and I want to do that part too. So we're going to get married, and they're going to get married, and they're very happy, and Tana knows that this happiness is going to last because she's finally found exactly what she wants. She has achieved her dreams, and she has Amon by her side. And now she's not going to die for like at least a few hundred years. So that's a nice bonus.
All right.
And they all lived happily ever after. The end.
Hell yeah. I would love.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to live forever, but I wouldn't mind like freezing where I'm at right now and being 45 for like 200 years.
Oh yeah. I'd be chill with being this like hot 35-year-old mom person.
Yeah.
For a couple hundred years.
Yeah.
But then again, as we've said many times, because we always do this when we talk about immortality in these books, I would eventually have to be done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I cannot do immortality, but a couple hundred years,
travel around.
I mean,
see some shit.
I think about the things that I've seen in my time on this planet. Like the things that I've seen, I cannot believe are real. Like I grew up playing an Atari 2600, and now I play a PS5 and like it's night and day.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just in 45 years. Like imagine what you could see in 200.
Yeah. I mean, I would like
crazy.
to see some of it.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to watch the technology advance.
Fuck off.
And then just fuck off into the sunset, or like, I don't know what it would take. I guess we'll just assume vampirism. Just walk into the light.
Yeah. Whatever.
Just walk into the sun and burn, because eventually you got to be done. Because what were once your very liberal ideologies in 2023 are now the height of horrible political conservatism in 22-23.
The 2023 liberal is the 22-23 conservative. Like that's how progressive it's.
Yep, exactly. We've gotten so progressive that now we're like, what? Can't you all just be happy with this universal health care and universal basic income? Shut up, Grandma.
Oh, the future.
Oh, the future. It could be bright or it could be awful.
It could be.
We'll find out. Hey.
What are you into?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I am into Dimension 20. I finally plunked down. I have been hearing about it for years. I've never really given a lot of thought to watching a We Play D&D of any kind, but I saw the trailer for the latest season, which is called Burrow's End, which is what I'm watching, and it's fucking phenomenal. The entire crew are stoats. They're little weasels, and they're just trying to survive, and they're adorable. It's such a good time. The story is beautiful. The game master is Abria Iyengar. She has developed this entire story. It's an incredible, beautiful story. Everybody who's playing does a great job. Obviously, there's like Brendan Lee Mulligan, and Erica Ishii, and Siobhan Thompson. But the star, to me, the star is a woman named Rashawn Nadine Scott. This is the only season of Dimension 20 I think that she's ever been on, and she is a fucking powerhouse show stealer. I love her so much. She plays a cult leader's wife, but she's the one who's like encouraging him to like build the cult because she's God, I just love her. I love her so much. So that's what I'm into. I'm into Dimension 20, Burrow's End.
Right on.
A We Play D&D experience. What are you into, my love?
I'd be much more into what I'm into if I didn't have this freaking heartburn right now. But that said, finally, I have joined the cult. We finally watched the Barbie movie.
Oh, God, yes.
And I was nervous because usually, like, when something is widely accepted as good, I'm like, well, if that many people liked it, it's probably too broad for my tastes. I have pretty odd tastes in certain entertainment. No, it was fucking phenomenal. I wanted to start it over right again. Everything that you've heard about the movie it's great. It's accurate. It feels at equal parts wholesome and somehow subversive.
Incredibly subversive, but not in the ways you would expect it to subvert.
It was sweet and touching, and I was bawling like a baby at the end. I was also very high, but I don't think those two things are related. I'm pretty in touch with, with my emotions kind of person. It was phenomenal. It was fucking phenomenal, and
so good.
I cannot say enough good things about it. It's finally the reason we waited so long to watch it is because now you can finally rent it for like the normal price of a movie and not like pandemic rentals.
Yeah.
Like, oh, $20 because now that the pandemic changed that whole thing.
Yeah. Which on the one hand is like, yeah, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
I'll spend $30 for something on Disney Plus, because I would have spent more than that taking my children to see this movie in the theater.
Or if we wanted to, like, we watched Black Widow.
Oh yeah.
We paid for Black Widow. There was no way on earth we could have, paid for a sitter and done all that. And what if the baby wakes up? That sort of thing. We paused it. You can go pee whenever. TLDR, I like the new model, but I wanted to wait. And now that I know, I would have paid triple.
Oh yeah.
It was so good.
Worth every penny.
I immediately got online and bought a Blu-ray of it, and that's supposed to be here in the next couple of days.
And then we'll watch it again.
And we're going to watch it again. It was phenomenal. I cannot praise it enough. I am Knuff.
You are Knuff.
I am Knuff.
If you had to pick one thing from the Barbie movie that was your favorite thing.
God, I mean, it's so tough. I really loved the narration.
Yes.
The narration was phenomenal.
Yep.
Was it was Helen Mirren?
I think it sounded like Helen Mirren or Judi Dench.
Yeah, let's take a pause here. See who finds it.
It's Helen Mirren.
It's Helen Mirren. Yeah.
I should know because she got a Barbie poster. I looked at all of them. It says it. She's the narrator.
There you go.
Right there.
It was perfect. Everything about it was so great. Simu Liu was amazing. Michael Cera was amazing. Margot Robbie, fucking phenomenal. Everybody in that movie knew the assignment, understood the assignment. Issa Rae as the president was fantastic. It was I'm gushing and I'm gonna stop, but it was amazing. TLDR. Barbie was amazing.
Yep.
Stop saying TLDR. Do you have anything else before we wrap this thing up?
No. Well, yes. So I wanted to say my favorite part about the Barbie movie. So I asked you that question because I wanted to talk.
Fair.
Is that that none of the differences between the Barbies were acknowledged in any way, except for Weird Barbie because she's Weird Barbie.
Yeah.
But you've got fat Barbies, skinny Barbies, black Barbies, Asian Barbies, white Barbies, trans Barbies. You've got all the Barbies.
Midge. I thought we discontinued her.
You've got all of these incredible Barbies, all of these incredible women, and we never once acknowledged that there is any difference between them and the Margot Robbie original Barbie.
Yeah.
They are all equally Barbie, and I fucking love that.
It was so good. There was a little meta fourth wall breaking, which I really loved. The whole bit about, talking about what's on the outside doesn't matter, and casting Margot.
Oh,
maybe casting Margot
Yeah,
Robbie wasn't the best score.
She said I'm ugly and unwanted now. Note to the casting directors: you can't make Margot Robbie the one who says that. You can't.
Yeah.
She's not ugly. She can't be. She's
No.
Margot.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Exactly. It was amazing. Go watch it if you haven't already.
Please do.
In the meantime,
Yes.
you can find us on social media. We are on Instagram and TikTok at Cheap Smut. If you would like to send us an email, please do so, cheapsmutpod@gmail.com. If you would like to talk to us in real time, sort of, depending on how quickly we get to the phone, you can join our Smutco Industries Discord. The link is in the show notes. If you would like to purchase this book, you can go to our link tree, also in the show notes, and it will be the top link. We don't get any money for that. We're just trying to help the authors out here. The song that you hear in this and every episode is called Nostalgia by Mackay Beats. For now, I mean, the song will always be called Nostalgia by Mackay Beats, but I've got something in the works. You can find that song along with thousands of others free of charge for you to use at the Free Music Archive, freemusicarchive.org. What's on the agenda for next week?
Next week, we are reading Mistletoe by Kimberly Lemming. I love Kimberly Lemming, and we have not done a Kimberly Lemming book yet this year, and that is not an accident, but I didn't mean to wait this long to do it, so I'm really excited to do this one. So next week, Mistletoe by Kimberly Lemming, and I cannot wait. We're going to continue with these holiday vibes. The horny holidays are here, and they're here to stay.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. In the meantime, listener...
That's my bit.
That is
but that's a good opportunity for you to fix your microphone, because this is a side address microphone.
Thank you. Listener, if there is a book in you, write it. And if there's fucking in it, I'll read it.
And then she will come on this show, adjust her microphone, and explain it to me for your entertainment.
Now it's time for us to go rest our bodies and our minds. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.